Or actually, try that one, and then I'll let you try this. I'll let you.
Okay.
I encourage you to try the R-White4. It's a tobacco blend with a little bit of caramel and a little bit of vanilla in it. It's a real popular flavor.
I like that one. You want to try it?
Like I said, you want me to put my charge for a while where you're juices?
No, I really want to go home. It's just like this is like the 8th time.
Well, not bad.
I taste something sweet.
Right, and like I said, we got everything that tastes from Skittles to Mountain Dew to everything. So
Yeah, I'm not a sweet flavor.
So now it comes in waves. It's kind of hard.
First name or last name?
You saw how it was when you first came in here, and then all of a sudden it's like. But, yeah, so you already know the label on the front there has a piece of plastic protecting it, so it's not scratched up.
Sugar cookie by chance?
Some of this is going to be a little bit of a repeat.
Cool.
This plugs into a wall charger, like your cell phone, stuff like that. Not your computer, it won't charge your battery right.
Right.
If you do need one of the extra ones like that, we sell them for $6.
Lazy.
These, before you connect them, you will get a little bit of residue in here every once in a while. It's just par for the course. A good way to get that out of there is a Q-tip, damp. Just swab it out, especially before you connect it on here.
Okay.
This is easy enough to clean out, but on this one you don't want to get sticky as it evaporates. It's just the juice.
Okay.
I mean, it's gonna seep here and there. I mean, you see me carrying it, when you're constantly dealing with it. But when you take it apart, sometimes, like I said, you'll get a little bit of residue on there. Well, that little stickiness you don't want to transfer onto here. So you just look in there, and if you happen to get some in there, just swab it out.
Okay.
And like I said, this plugs into there. What you're going to do is this just goes on here finger tight. This will be green once you screw this on here, and it needs to be charged. It's going to turn red, and the button will actually flash blue also. And then when it's ready to turn green. Normally around 3 to 4 hours on these. But now, like I mentioned, these batteries have roughly about a 50% charge on them from the factory. Use what's on them right now before you charge them. And then the first 2 times you charge them at least 8 hours because they're brand new batteries. They've been sitting. That way they get fully charged. Right. Also on the batteries, there's a safety device on the switch. If you want to disable it, it's 5 clicks. So if you click it 5 times, no, it won't work. That way if it's in your pocket or something like that, it's not getting activated by accident. And then 5 clicks again. You're back in business.
Okay.
And sometimes I can click that without even knowing it. But, I've had somebody do that before. They're like, "That thing don't work." I was like,
right.
But so on these tanks, both bottom coil. Whenever you fill them or change the wicks, you flip them upside down. You just unscrew the base. Whenever you fill it up, make sure this is snug.
Okay.
Because it does go down inside that other tube, the butt up on there, and so over time, if it does tend to loosen up, your connection can loosen up, and then it won't be working right. So usually this is a habit. I always make sure it's tight. And all you're going to do is you tilt it to the side and just fill it up down between that air tube and the other. Every once in a while you'll get some drop down that middle part, especially like on this wick right now it's dry. But next time when you go to pull it out, it's going to be wet, so a lot of times you might get a drop on there. If you do, all you got to do is pop this back together. And you can actually blow through the base of it, a paper towel on the other end, and that way if you do get a drop in there, it'll blow it out.
I see it now.
So the wick going in there, the base on here is snug. These parts is just finger tight. You have contacts in here, and if you over tighten them all the time, they start staying back, and the connection can get loosened up. So you just finger tight it together. As long as it's working, it's tight enough. So you can actually hear the vape.
Oh,
crackling.
is that what you were listening for
Yeah.
earlier?
Instead of actually having to pull on it, I can actually hear the coil going.
Okay.
And like you'll notice right now, it's a nice strong. You can actually pull on that sound as the wick starts to get closer to needing a replacement. That'll get weaker, so you'll get an idea that it's getting close.
Good, good.
I'm gonna try it. You gotta hold the button.
Pants and highway.
Tastes good though.
I thought we were told that they were different.
So like I said, these wicks are about 7 to 10 days, you know, so like next time you come in, something like that, you might want to get a backup wick. That way, because you don't know at what point, I mean,
What are the best wicks to have?
just the ones that come in here. I mean,
Okay.
it's personal preference.
Okay.
Now, the samples that you were using down there, those have that top wick I was telling you about. It's a harder pull, a little bit messier to change out, stuff like that. Now this one, like I said, is an easier pull and cooler, so actually that's a good example of, you can see, notice the difference with this tank versus the samples. So probably with people who use the wicks and stuff like that, 90% like these bottom coils.
Okay.
It's just an easier pull, it's nice and smooth. It's less messy, like I said, as far as when you're filling it and changing everything and stuff like that.
Right. Nice.
All right, and you're set. Thank you. Have a great night, folks. I appreciate your business.
Nice and snug, finger tight.
Sure, what kind? Top and bottom?
That one's working just good. Just good. Good English. Just fine. You know, in this case, it's kind of nice. It holds. You can get your two.
Different flavor?
Yeah. This is the.
And sometimes they
7,
change.
that's the-
Sometimes they will change color a little bit. What things called steeping, it's kind of like aging wine, something like that.
Okay.
When the colors first come in, actually all of them are always clear. And as over a couple of weeks, they lose some color in there. They will change color a little bit. So if they do change color, it's not going bad.
So maybe
I don't
that's
remember
oxidization.
which one. No, it's just the mix of the nicotine with the actual juice.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, because they'll be clear when there's zero nic, and then when you put the nicotine in there,
Right.
it mixes up. It actually it gets colorful. But like I said, keep it out of the sun. You know, just keep it indoors, something like that. You know.
How long do these wicks last, you said?
Based on like a pack a day smoke habit, vaping wise, usually somewhere between 7 to 10 days. It's based on usage.
All right.
You know, so like if you start vaping more, you know, some people do. I did because I no longer was going outside anymore, and stuff like that. So now I vape through my house all the time, stuff like that. It's always attached to me.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, I can go through wicks a lot faster because I vape more. So it's just going to depend on usage there. So your first couple times getting through, you're going to get an idea of what it is your usage is.
Right.
So, like I said, it's going to be somewhere probably between 7 to 10 days on that. But like I said, next time you come in, usually people come back in within a week or so, something like that, because your taste buds are changing. You want to try something different. Next time, excuse me, you come in, get a backup wick.
Okay.
And that way you'll have at least one extra one, so when it does go out, it's ready to be replaced.
Okay.
And then the longer you vape, you'll know, you know, how long they last for you.
Right.
And some of it, sometimes it's the juice too, like a thicker, like the beetle juice is really super thick, and it gums up your heating element more and stuff like that.
Weber.
The base, there you go. That way you don't screw it in there.
Yeah, 90 days.
And I mean, you can do whatever. A lot of people, like whoever you're using, you know, you put that one there, and then you can store your other one if you want to, like this. And that way it's ready for you whenever, and then you can actually have room for your whips and all that. Whatever works out. Like I said, I mean, they have different cases and stuff like that if you want. There you go.
Not something we encourage.
You know, I wonder how many people actually even take that off. I always think about that sometimes, but I never really, I just assume people know.
Right. Not everyone knows, clearly.